Hello everyone. Welcome to Thriving, where we're not just here to dedicate our lives to living our life, but also to thrive at it. I'm Dr. Danielle Joubert from Strive Rehabilitation Services, and I'm here today with Monika Marketos, and she is an owner and a sound therapist specialist of Zen Zone in Westerly, Rhode Island. So welcome, Monika. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting.
Yes. You know, I think the question we all have is, how did it all start? How did you get into sound therapy?
Well, I've been in a healing therapy business since I can remember, really, as a child, and that was always my dream, to do some sort of healing for people, and sound healing kind of re-emerged later in my life. I started using Tibetan bowls when I was 13-year-old. My grandmother introduced me to this with my uncle, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. You can make some cool sounds.
Yeah.
But then obviously life happened, and kind of this interest, fades away. And then I had my second child, and I had him at home. And during that time, I did not have a pain medication, and instinctively start making these very low vocalization sounds. And I'm joking till the day that I kind of vibrate him out of me. Because it was like a very profound experience, and I feel like the sound, I was very into my head. I didn't care about anybody else.
Yeah.
And this experience made me feel like, wow, this is something, because it took away the pain, but also made me super powerful in this experience. So I was like, oh, I have to research it a little more. And I just took some courses, and since then I just been diving in deeper and deeper and acquire more and more instruments and just, practice, and I love it. It's life-changing for me, and it's life-changing for people who come to visit us at Zen Zone.
Wow, that's wonderful. And tell us a little bit about what qualifications a sound therapist should have.
Right. Generally, it's not very regulated field as far as what qualifications. So you might find people that are heavily certified, and some people who are just starting and want to try to, try different things, try to experience. So definitely some certification would be good. You can go online, you can try different teachers, you can go to Bali and get a certified if you want. But if you don't have this kind of money, that's okay too. I personally took an online course because I just wanted to see if this is for me.
Right.
So, try starting with there. And then there is hundreds of books available. So if you want to dive deep into this project and, learn something, there's definitely an option for you. There's a couple places that you can rely on the knowledge. I have written down over here some names, but generally it's like you do your own research and practice. Practice is the most important. It is a highly vibrational therapy and field. So you have to feel the instruments, you have to know and connect with your instruments that you have and see how they affect other people. So if you don't practice, you're not going to be good at anything, really, right?
Yeah.
So, and because there's so many things that you can get involved, you kind of see which ones are your favorite, right? Like you say, some people just play crystal balls, right? And they're focused on this and they're expert in this. Some people just play gongs. They're going to become expert in this. So qualification is to keep learning and keep practicing, and then you're going to be good at what you're doing.
So for our listeners today, I think a big question we all have is, what really is sound therapy and how does it work?
Right, so sound therapy is field that dealing with frequency and vibration. We as our bodies are made of water, and vibration, it's wonderful, it's affecting water. When you throw a rock in a river, you're gonna have a ripple, and that's basically what we do. So our cells have special ways to interpret frequencies. So for example, when you are driving your car and you hear some maybe rap song or something that you're not used to hearing, you might have an anxiety somehow. You feel like, oh my God, where is that coming from? It's because of the frequency, it's because of the sound that you're hearing. So you might have a bad sounds or you can have a good sounds. And when you come into sound therapy, you experience those good sounds and those good frequencies.
Yes.
Our bodies have an energy system which is called chakras, and they also have individual sounds. So for example, when you play crystal balls, you might specifically target those sounds. And when you have something in misalignment and you hear this good sound, your body entrains. It's like vibrates together and comes to harmony, and that's where you feel, oh my God, I feel really good. This is really affecting me positively. So it's a vibrational therapy, but it's also energy therapy, right? So there's a lot of intuitive elements to it, and creativity. So it's really wonderful for someone like me who likes creative expression, and you don't have to really follow any specific rules. You can just really be responding to people and see, going, this seems to work for her. I'm going to be following this path a little bit more. So it's really wonderful in this way. Mostly it's working on your parasympathetic state. So it brings you very quickly into this deep relaxation state and to this brain waves that helps you relax. When you are in a regular day, you might not feel great, you might not get the great sleep. You are probably a mom, you always respond to messages, you're always doing something. So you never really get this like real deep relaxation, even if you try.
Yeah.
So when you come to the sound healing session, you might fall asleep very quickly. That's going to be a response of your body, because your body will be like, oh my God, this is really acting on my brain. So sometimes 20-minute sound session might feel like you just took 4-hour nap.
And that's a nice long nap.
That's a nice long nap. And it's and that's where you start healing. That's where your body is like, okay, I can shut off all the other function and I'm just going to get into this healing process.
Right.
And that's the most important part of sound healing. Even though it's kind of feels like counterproductive, right? You come and hear noises and like, how can I sleep in this? Trust me, you can sleep very quickly, and that's a very common thing to happen.
Wow. What are the different types or methods of sound therapy?
Well, you can do many things. Now the field is growing and expanding exponentially, so that's really exciting. You can do, for example, crystal balls. So you have a very nice settled noises, specific sounds for your chakras, and you just play that. You can do frequency treatment, which they have different devices. You can set exact frequencies, or like tuning forks. So you can do biofield treatment. You can, put tuning fork on specific location and just vibrate that specific location. You can do gongs, which they have a variety of sounds, and they're very activating. They help your creativity. They might help you pass tests on the exam in college, for example. So that's great. If you're a working person, you want some motivation, you just gong it out in your life, which is really cool.
Yeah.
You can do crystals. There's many levels. One of my favorite are water sounds. Because water sounds are literally embedded in our brain when we go into those deep relaxation states. So you can, for example, do lucid dreaming with it. So you get in your brain and match the states of relaxation. So you can do wave drum, you can do rain stick, waters of dripping waters in a cave. It's all very exciting.
Well, a lot of people say, they enjoy those rainy days just because they like to hear the sound of rain outside or on the roof. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, evolutionarily, that's what we've been experiencing as humans, right? Like there was rain and you couldn't do much. You just had to kind of sit in your cave and relax, right? So this is like a normal thing for us. We just are such a fast life now that we just forget those little things, those simple things are affecting us deeply. But when you go to the beach and you just close your eyes and listen to the waves, that's relax you immediately.
Yeah,
so
it's peaceful,
it's all about those
calming.
little sounds.
What conditions or ailments is sound therapy commonly used to treat?
Well, I will say life.
Life, yes.
Life happen, anything that is life related. So if you have anxiety, that's one of the things that works for me very much. I have an anxiety, I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, so there's a lot of stress in my life. Even blood pressure, for example. Sometimes I have a spike of pressure and that's all I do. I'm putting my headphones on, I'm listening to those binaural beats, and then blood pressure lowers down immediately, which is like a magic wand. It was amazing.
Very holistic way to treat
very
that.
Holistic way. PTSD, of course. Pain. A lot of people comes and they try not even say anything, but they're like, I came here with the pain and I'm leaving without it. Like, what did you do? It's not magic. It's literally frequency. It's like your body wanted to heal. I always like to say that, when you cut yourself, your reaction is not to bleed forever. Your body reaction is to immediately stop bleeding, immediately start making the clot and start healing. So that's what you have to allow to happen. You just have to allow your body to respond to this healing. And that's what sound healing does for you. So really anything can be healed with sound healing eventually. But anything emotionally to physically, just try it and see what's going to work for you.
Right. How is sound therapy different than music therapy?
So music is obviously made out of sound. So what we in sound healing focusing is the sound alone. Music therapy is wonderful. It's more structured. So you, for example, are more active participants. So you are asked to maybe listen specific to sounds, or maybe write a song, or try to write the music, and you're more active participants, which can be great. In some cases, of course, recommended. With sound healing, you're more of a passive experiencer.
Okay.
So you just come and lay down, relax, and you experience those sounds. Even if you fall asleep, you're still experiencing those sounds. So you say, it's often happen you do, and then you're just feeling, I missed it. No, you didn't. You didn't miss anything. Vibration is going to happen for you. When we are listening to music, and that's kind of funny because when you come to the class, at first your brain is like, wow, I have to follow it, try to sing along, it's like a song. You can't do it because the first time you hear the singing of the gong, you're like, wow, this is so many sounds, I can't comprehend it. And your brain is like, whoa, goes to sleep.
It forces it to shut off. And
forced relaxation, I like to call it, and it's beautiful.
And we need that in our lives, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, take that time to actually relax and unwind.
And oftentimes you hear people say, oh, I try meditate, but my head is racing, my thoughts are coming, and I'm thinking of what's for dinner, I'm thinking, like, you can't turn it off. And I can relate to it. I go to sleep and I'm like thinking about what I just did today, what I have to do tomorrow, and it's never rest. With this, because it's so, in a sense, overwhelming for your brain, you do have to shut off. So that's why it's forced, but we need that. Like you said, it's just needed.
If we could just train ourselves to do that automatically.
That's it. That's what we do. Also, some sounds, specifically like the water sounds, like they are entraining you. So you want to say, okay, I want to go to this theta state of relaxation, delta state. So you can choose specific sound and just go with that sound to this space.
Okay.
So there's devices. I know that your question is going to be about what we offer. One of the devices that we have is Brain Tap that has that. So basically you choose what kind of results you want to accomplish, and that's the sound you're going to listen to, and you're like, wow, this is awesome. It works super fast.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about the scientific evidence that supports sound therapy?
Yes, of course. There's a lot of study being done now. I feel like it's a sound therapy been used for generations and thousands of years in a different, places and religions and different places in the world. However, it's not been so much study. Right now, there's much more study being done. MIT did great study on 40 hertz.
Okay.
That's one of the things I'm really big proponent, because in my family we have Alzheimer's, so I kind of want to prevent myself from getting it, really, and not speaking to my family in Polish when I'm older because they won't understand me. So that's a great for memory regainment. Also, people who already have Alzheimer's, if they listen for 20 minutes a day of 40 hertz sound, the progression of the symptoms they not progress anymore. You can't regain what you've lost, but you're not going to get any worse.
That's wonderful.
Huge.
And if you can catch it early, and you can incorporate that in, that's
huge. That's huge, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. But also there's a lot of study on all different frequency being done, all different tuning forks, and you can, help with the pain. There's a study on cancer treatments. There's a lot of different study being done, and I say definitely do your research and see what you're looking for, and you will find frequency for it. Even interesting study recently about the ocean floor. They tried to rebuild the coral reef, and they tried different things. Not everything works, so they record the sound of a live coral reef, all the fishes floating, and just the sound of it basically. And then they took the speaker with the recording and put in a dead seafloor, and the coral reef starts rebuilding itself.
Wow!
Because it's entrainment. It's a water. And we are made of water. So it's really, if you play something that is good, these good things will come to you. It's almost like a manifestation in a way, right? Like you try to magnetically attract
that
what's
good,
the same.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's really good. That's a great study.
Yeah, it's a great study.
Yeah.
And there's going to be more and more. You're going to see
more and more.
So much more, because I feel like I think Einstein said that frequency is going to be future of medicine. So let's look for it. I'm looking forward to it.
People are catching on to the health benefits of it. So.
And even if you're not going to replace your treatment, just add to it. It's safe for everybody to do it. So you're never going to risk anything by trying sound healing, but you can only benefit greatly.
Are there any risks? I know you said there's no risk, but are there any side effects, or is any particular person?
Right. Some people who are more sensitive, they might have some, negative effect. Everybody going to have different results because we are all individual people. So someone who has a, very bad PTSD and don't like specific sounds, they might want to avoid it. And if you have a practitioner you're working with, tell them about it. Say, I do not love the sound. Or after you hear it for the first time, I have a friend who responds not very good to wave drum, for example. She's like, every time you play it, I feel a little anxious. So when I have a treatment with hair, I either play it very gently in another room even, or I'm just avoiding this altogether.
Okay.
So you can definitely adjust your
Customize,
treatment.
yeah.
Absolutely. There's so many things that you can do. And generally there is no contradictions, because when you're a human, you can't avoid sound. Sounds are around you anywhere. So
Right.
if you go into the rock concert, you can come to the sound healing. Obviously, if you have like pacemaker, I wouldn't necessarily do like a vibroacoustic bed maybe. I wouldn't do maybe gigantic gong in front of you, but gentle, crystal ball or crystal harp would really not cause you any harm. Pregnancy, it's often listed as a contradiction. However, it's more of it to cover someone else's, cover your own basis.
Yeah.
I've been pregnant just recently. For 9 months, I've been practicing sound healing multiple times a week, and I had no bad side effects.
Right.
I said my baby came out perfect.
And she's beautiful.
She's beautiful.
Too.
I was joking that she would be perfectly harmonized because all the time doing sound bath.
Yeah.
But maybe on the beginning of the pregnancy, I would avoid binaural beats, right? So there's some things that you might want to adjust, but it's generally safe and effective.
And effective. That's the best part. So tell us about the variety of programs that you have here at Zen Zone.
Right, so we have weekly classes. Every week we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have all kinds of wonderful classes, so you can join us for a group sessions. We have a private sessions, of course. You can do your own private group, or 2 people. Couples are very nice. So I say couples who sound together, stay together.
That's cute.
Oh, it is, it's great. It's a great way of connection.
You're putting yourselves both in the same mindset.
Exactly, and relax together. We also have a technology because sound healing is not only me playing the instruments, you can actually use technology. So we have a vibroacoustic sound lounge, and we have also meditation cushion. So both of those things, you are laying on a comfortable location, and the music is played through the headphones, which they sound cancelling, so you're completely in your world. And then the vibration of the bed plays along with the sound, which is absolutely immersive experience.
I've done one of those sessions and it was amazing.
Yes,
it really was.
And what's cool about it is that you can set your goal. So you can say, today I'm going to deal with grief, or today I'm going to feel more focused and concentrated at work after I'm done. What I love about those sessions is that they can be short. You don't have to spend an hour, you don't have to take your clothes off, nobody's touching you. You just come, and within your lunch break, you can just take the time and, do a quick session, and you feel like you just slept for 4 hours, or you feel rejuvenated, which is really wonderful. You can also set up, I want to do all chakras and just, harmonize yourself. Or you can have a guided meditation during that time, so it's really cool. We also have something that's called Neurovisor, which is a sound and light technology. We also offer it on a vibroacoustic bed, so you have a whole experience together. But this is something that you have a visor that is flashing lights in front of you, so you have a kind of psychedelic experience, but without any drugs. So it's really nice and deep. I want you to try it after today. It's really, really cool. And that's actually retrain your brain. So it's great results for if you want to have a deep anxiety, if you have a depression even, because your brain kind of have to create like walls, and you don't see opportunities out. So when you do microdosing of mushrooms, for example, that's where you experience this, there's more out there. I can see more. So it gives you this entrainment of the brain, and it's wonderful. People with addiction can have a great results with that as well. So that's a huge, and I definitely want to introduce people to this, because sometimes you feel like there is no other solutions for you.
But they're here.
Right. Yeah. So if you want to try it, we want you to try it because it's worth it. We also have a brain tap, which is guided meditation with the sound. So you have a sound in your head, you have a light on your eyes and light in your ears, so a little different kind of light. And that's a great, because it's based on the binaural beats, and that's a very quick, deep relaxation, so you get yourself in a state, and then you really can affect your body. So great for weight loss, for example. We have a whole program for that. There's so much you can do.
Wow,
we are very happy to bring all this biohacking technology to Westerly.
That's
we hope
wonderful.
People can try it.
Yeah.
Of course, we also offer energy healing, Reiki. All together, we also have a sacred smudging. So we really help you relax, cleanse, and move forward with whatever alignment you have.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, how often should somebody do a session?
It's going to be individual. Of course, we will have a little conversation with you what results you're looking for. But if you just have a stress in your life and you just want to relax, I will say once a week, twice a week at first, and then you will see you want to kind of maintain it, coming once a month. With the sound bed, you might want to do like a session of 10 at first, not every day, but you want to, once a week at least come and have an experience so you kind of get your body back to the rhythm. Because of the life we're living, a lot of the things that happen outside of our control will affect your body. So when you go to chiropractor, they will align you, adjust you, and then you go to your regular life and you're sitting the wrong way for 8 hours and you're like, oh my God, I misaligned again. So you have to go back. So this is the same kind of thing. Mm-hmm. At first your body have to realize, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. I feel very nice and harmonized. Then it will deharmonize through the life and you want to come back and harmonize it again.
Yeah.
But you can do it yourself at home too. You can get yourself a tuning fork and, swish yourself every morning. You might want to listen to some sounds when you go to sleep. However, listen to the sounds on the headphones going to be different than coming to the sound bath.
Yes, because you don't get that.
You don't get the vibration.
Yeah.
In here you feel this going through you. So that's a difference.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We're so honored to have you here today. Yes. And thank you for joining us today on Thriving, and we hope to see you out there living your best life. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.